Welcome to our third quarterly consortium meeting, and I cannot believe we're already in the third quarter of the year. Like, how how did that happen? It felt like January, February, March just kind of went real slow, and then I'm not quite sure what happened to all of the rest of the months in between that. But we are super glad that you are here with us today. Um, like I said, we're going to have a little shorter of a meeting. We're going to do our committee and partner updates. We're not going to have a speaker today. Short board updates, announcements, and then a network share out. So we have already, for those who have not been able to attend today's meeting, um, have they've emailed me with it. So if you have things that are going on in your world that you would like to share with the group, please get those prepared. And not only will you share them here, but when I send the follow-up for the quarterly meeting, I will send that as well in the larger member email. So that way we can get the word out to as many people as possible. All right, we are going to start right away with committee and partner updates. I know that my committee chairs are not used to being like first and foremost as we go. But Sandy, you have a minute to or Sabrina, you have a minute to get prepared because I'll do Jennifer's update. So Jennifer, we is the Creating Trauma Sensitive Arizona Schools work group chair, and they have taken a hiatus for summer. She sent this morning that she's unable to make it today, but as we kick off the 25-26 school year, for those that were asking for more, quote, in-person learning and connection, there are some great in-person opportunities to consider that will be in place of the September and October meeting. So there is the Office of Indian Education Annual Summit, which is Tuesday, September 2nd to Thursday, September 4th. It's at the Wild Horse Pass in Phoenix, and it's to convene educators, students, parents, administrators, and tribal leadership to foster collaboration and innovation in Indian education, teaching and learning youth advocacy, cultural wellness, and policy development. I will put that link in the chat. And then the 2025 Early Start Lasting Impact Summit. That is September 23rd at the Desert Willow Conference Center in Phoenix. And it is for early education and how to make the impact for future success for students. Both of those have flyers that I will share in the chat, and the links the group will start meeting again on November 5th at 4 p.m. So keep your eye out for a Zoom link to register for this next year. And then I'll also put the work group page in there where we can see the recordings of past ones if you have missed those. For our rural community, they have been on hiatus because our amazing chair that was running our rural and indigenous community, Renee Red Day, has a fantastic position at Prevent Child Abuse Arizona, trying to expand family resource centers across the state. And she has needed to remove some things from her schedule, right? So if you are interested in chairing that meeting, they meet once a month, and it really is a group of individuals from our rural communities, from our tribal lands that just share resources across. And then sometimes have guest speakers. So if that is something you are interested in taking over, please email me and we can get you all set up. All right, Sabrina. Let me make sure Sabrina's here. I think I saw her.
Um,
There you
I Hi.
are. Hi.
I am the chair for the communication committee. And I am actually in the chat putting out this QR code, which I think everyone should have seen on the last newsletter. We want to hear from you. It's just a short 3-question survey about our newsletter that we post bi-monthly, just to try to get some insight so that we can have some corrective measures this year if we need to. We're always looking for new members. And currently we have changed our meeting date. So we are now meeting the third Tuesday of every month. from 10 to 11, and we do meet online. I'm going to put everything in the chat for you. But we're just working on some stuff for the new year. We have some wonderful goals that we're getting ready to plan for, and I'm sure I will have some more updates next time for you guys.
Thank you, Sabrina. Miss Sandy Semino.
Hello, good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
I am the chair of the trainer support work group, and we actually just met yesterday, so everything is really fresh in my mind, so I didn't even have to think about it. So catching up from our last quarterly meeting, we had our second quarter certified ACE trainer community of practice. We had Jeremy Westmus from, I think he's from Florida. I just blanked on it. He's a relatively new trainer, but he did a great community of practice on the different personalities that can be in your trainings, what they need, how to manage them, and how to regulate yourself and them so that they don't get your training off track. So it was really fun. And we got some really good feedback. Tatiana, who's on the call today, and I are working on formulating our next community of practice, which will be sometime around the end of September, beginning of October. So stay tuned. If you are a certified trainer, you'll get a heads up and a registration link soon. One of the things that we've been talking about from last year's trainer survey was opportunities for some kind of coaching or access to experienced trainers if our new trainers or people that are getting reacquainted and back into doing ACEs trainings, having some support. So we talked and we're working on putting together a schedule so that there are 2 to 3 opportunities quarterly for folks to either pop into open office hours with a member of our work group or schedule one-on-one coaching sessions with a member of our work groups, 15-minute coaching sessions. So look for that as well. If you're a certified trainer, we'll be announcing that and having some form of a schedule published hopefully soon. And then I'll be sending out, getting feedback from our annual trainer survey questions. So I'll be sending that out early next week. It'll take maybe 5 to 10 minutes for you to complete. So if you're a certified trainer, please, I can't stress enough, we rely on you to tell us what you need so that we are working for you. So please take 5 or 10 minutes to fill out that survey and let us know what your priorities are for support. Our next Train the Trainer is coming up, on September 30th. If you are a certified ACE trainer and you'd like to help out with breakout sessions, shoot me an email and I will put my email in the chat. Shoot me an email and we can connect. And then we meet quarterly, the third Wednesday of roughly quarterly. I think it's usually the last month of the quarter. So if you would like to participate in the trainer support work group, again, just shoot me an email. We would love to have you.
And for those of you who have Sandy's, Sandy at AZACEs.org, she has, with the grant ending, has gone back to contracting. So letting you all know that she is back to independent contracting. It is her Gmail that she is using now. So if you send her an email at sandy@azaces.org, she will not get it. I will get it and I will forward it to her for you. But just note if you think, oh, I have Sandy's email. I've had it for years. There is a change to that. So just giving you all a heads up. And congratulations on back to a little more time in your little more time in your life, but a lot more flexibility and choice.
Maybe theoretically.
I get that.
I tend to fill up my time pretty well.
I totally get that. All right, Sang Hoon.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good
Sorry,
morning.
I off the camera today. I'm in traveling. Not driving, traveling, which means I'm out of state. So for faith committee, I just put on the chat my email address and um some of it we already watched it. Success of the movement of a Weave and Cleave, which is a good summary. Of the current um uh I don't like the word success, but the current journey, what happened, and out of yeah, more than a decade of journey on trauma informed care. And as you know that our faith community or coalition, our community actually birthed in our consortium decade ago. So it's kind of a pretty much personal network, kind of a evolved committee, which means we're not much about monthly or organized gathering. Um, I'm excusing myself with my unorganized personality, and but we are kind of a very tightened individually. Um, and so typically August, we don't have much to report. Um, Also, I just want to put on the very current podcast. Yes, of course, the podcast also started as the project of our committee. It was my first project. The first episode was Journey On, and we have a lot of amazing rock stars of our movement, and including Angie and here and their interview. And it's getting kind of out of time now. But we have a second episode about Weave and Clip, and I mean, second part of our podcast, which we already have about 50 episode, and you can check it out. Again, the main thing is that the faith as an organizational or sector is embedded with so many other sectors. So it's very hard to kind of uh, pulling out the faith itself. Then the faith itself become very institutional, which there are a lot of resistance against the institution as a faith. But at the same time, everybody has their own spirituality, and many people saying, "Oh, I'm a very spiritual person." And in a post-traumatic growth, anyway, the new spirituality is part of our restoration and healing journey from trauma. So it's very well connected, but also very vague organizationally. So having said that, hope you understand how much we are interconnected, but at the same time, it's more kind of a very personal, um, unsystemic way. So it can be very embarrassment. Best thing you can connect it is that my social media or my email, and we always start with it. And actually, Maricopa County Public Health, they have been funding us. I don't know with the new bill, we're gonna stop or go, but they tried to connect the faith community, but they failed. That's why they contacted me to bridge the gap. Um, because in the faith community, the trust is the most important issue. And that's why it's hard to really connect the faith community, because there are a lot of walls, not because of scientific evidence or statistics or pervasive motivational YouTube and something like that, but still the traditional conventional relationship is kind of important. So in that sense, when we start to work together, we need to have some more time to build a relationship and trust, and also need to understand. You cannot just go there. Hey, I'm the this kind of a director in this organization, and I want to work with your church or with your mosque. Well, it doesn't go that way. Email doesn't work. They need more personal kind of approach because in a sense, people have a lot of trauma with the faith community, but also faith community has a lot of trauma based on what faith, but from other sectors. So there's humongous distrust, not just a personal, but also organizational, institutional way. So I don't want to give more headache, but anyway, amazingly, with the ACEs consortium, the faith committee and our movement has been a part of the exemplary for the nation, as even governor did a proclamation. Arizona Trauma Awareness Month in our faith-based conference for the state of Arizona. So hopefully we can keep in touch. What a major thing is that um, February breakfast, usually ACES Consortium big partner, and also April conference. So we start to kicking in then what we're gonna do next February and April, and I'm sure that with Angie and ACES Consortium, we're gonna work together. So I'm very excited for that. And but our podcast is gonna be dropped every first and third Wednesday. And so hoping you can choose some good podcast which can help you because most of our conference speakers already have great leadership and job in the world, but many people don't know they have a faith base. For example, everybody knows that Rick Griffin is the president of the board. Um, of a prevention child of Arizona. I don't know how many of you know he was pastor before. Becky Haas became a movement leader internationally for ACEs, but actually she's ordained minister. So likewise, and a lot of people have a deep background and before they jumped in ACEs movement, including myself. So hopefully you can get some kind of rich stories about each person that can inspire your spiritual journey too. Sorry, I'm preacher, so I did preach the choir again. I apologize. Thank you.
Thank you, Sang-hoon, and you can preach anytime. Anytime. Our next partner update is the Southern Arizona Trauma Informed Network and Alice Strait.
Hi, everyone. I think our biggest update is that we're very excited to announce that AZACES Consortium has taken us on as our fiscal sponsor, and we're working on what our partnership is going to look like. So we're really glad to be with ACEs more formally, and we feel like we align better organizationally than where we were before. With that, we also have our regular training schedule ongoing. We have 4 more trainings this year, and our September training is our most popular training. It is Trauma-Informed Approaches to Motivational Interviewing with Jeremiah Kaplan, which some of you may know. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'm going to put that into the link to our Eventbrite in the chat. And if you have any ideas about training for next year, or you would like to do one of our free trainings next year, I'll also put our email in there because we're going to start planning that for next year as well. And that's all I've got, Angie.
Thank you, Alice. Good morning. And we are really excited to have the opportunity to be Satin's fiscal sponsors. If you are a long-term Arizona ACEs Consortium member, back in the day where we used to meet in person, before COVID and at Phoenix Children's Hospital, you know that Satin was one of the work groups that came out of Marcia saying, what do we think we need in this state, and having a Southern Arizona presence because we were very Maricopa centric at the time. COVID came, and while that presented lots of challenges, it also gave us an opportunity to take this virtually and come online and really have a better statewide presence. And through that also, Satin just grew their offerings and their ability in Southern Arizona. And so it's kind of nice to almost see it come full circle. And I look forward to seeing what that looks like in the future, right? As we kind of work together to decide, okay, so what does that look like for us? If you want to join Southern Arizona Trauma Informed Network, please email Alice or Robin Blumenthal. And yeah, we look forward to seeing what that looks like. Thanks, Alice. All right, moving on to board updates. There's really the board is focusing on right now is looking at what does funding look like for the consortium moving forward, right? We've had lots of changes. We had the Maricopa grant that was able to fully fund us for 3.5 years, which was fantastic. And then we'll show the final report for that project and all of the things that we were able to accomplish with that. But now, what does this look like going forward? And I know a lot of you are feeling the exact same thing because of the federal funding cuts and just because of the tenuousness of where we're at right now financially. We have created a new corporate annual sponsorship package. So there's multiple different ways to support the Arizona ACEs Consortium. If you are a corporate organization, one of the great things, even with our summit sponsorships, is you're not just getting branding during our summit, but you're going to get branding and recognition throughout the entire year. So we've opened that, and we've opened up those sponsorships to be an annual thing where we can highlight you on social media. We can send emails out. Have little video clips for you all. And then if you are just interested in sponsoring certain projects, we have the ability to do that, right? So if you were looking at sponsoring a year's worth of training at a school, there is a piece of that. If you're looking at sponsoring youth trainings, we have a section for that. So I am going to put the sponsorship package in the chat. And then I'm also going to add our updated menu of services. So that kind of goes into all of the different options that we offer at the consortium. Transitioning to a fee for service model is a little scary, and it's a little bit of a transition. But we have a lot of offerings that are out there as well. So just want you to have that as well. Okay, let's move on to announcements. Just going through our annual report. So our fiscal year for the consortium is July 1st through June 30th. And so over that period of time, this last year, we certified 59 ACEs trainers, 12 youth resilience trainers, 10 school resilience empowerment project trainers in 4 counties across the state, and then 8 full resilience empowerment project trainers in 6 counties across the state. So it was really exciting to kind of expand our training of the trainer opportunities and to be able to see the work that we have done in Maricopa. What does that look like across our state? When I say that we certified the 10 in 4 counties and the 8 in 6 counties, those are actually unique counties. So it's 10 counties outside of Maricopa and Pima. So we had, so really we have 11, 12 counties that now have trainers that are either certified in our full program, which is the 3-year schools program, community organization trainings, the youth training, the parent training, and the administration trainings. And then the school trainers is certified in being able to bring the 3-year school project to there. For our youth resilience trainers, we did an in-person training where it was so much fun for a day in Mesa, and they are certified to bring the youth program that was put together with our Maricopa County Department of Public Health grant. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like across the state, right? Because what works in Maricopa County does not always work in our other counties, right? And it is interesting to see what that looks like in theirs and some of the adjustments that need to be made in that. So for next year, we already have our training calendar through December filled out for 2025. But look, in next year in 2026, we will be hosting we'll be hosting 2 ACEs certified trainers, 1 school, 1 full rep, and then probably 2 youth trainings. If you are interested in becoming a certified trainer. So we also launched our trauma informed and resilient organization certification. We have a scholarship application that's out right now for a few of the organizations that had signed up and that will work. So we're excited to get that started. We had the opportunity, came right at the end of the fiscal year, but super great opportunity to create an early childhood training of trainers. So this training of trainers is specific to early childhood. It's specific to directors of childcare centers, directors of family resource centers, and other administration on how to support their staff, their community, and their families in trauma-informed and resilience practices. So it is in conjunction with our 6-part Stress and Resilience online series that's available for the Workforce Registry, the Early Childhood Workforce Registry. And this training of trainer is funded and specifically for the East Maricopa Regional Council of First Things First. We will be hosting 2 of those trainers, 2 of those TOTS this fiscal year, and look forward to being able to expand that after the 25-26 fiscal year to open it up to across the state. So I'm really excited. We're partnering with Dr. Jill Stamp, which if any of you have taken our Certified ACEs Trainers Program, you know she is our neuroscience guru, and she's absolutely brilliant. And I learned through this that she has a couple books. So if you are interested in infant mental health, but also just infant brain science, her one book, Bright from the Start, and her other book is Boosting Brain Power, 52 Ways to Use What Science Tells Us. Amazing resources of how do we integrate infant and early childhood development with brain science, right? And what are the things that we can do? So excited to move that forward. And then our final report for our Resilience Empowerment Project, that was the grant that we had through Maricopa County Department of Public Health. We created 53.5 hours of curriculum, including 4 unique workbooks. We served 57 schools, with 23 of them completing the full 3-year program, reaching almost 2,000 unique educators in there. Trained 26 community organizations, reaching 743. And then we completed 60, when I say youth training series, the youth program is either 3 1.5-hour sessions or 4 to 5 50-minute sessions, depending on how long that we have available, right, to do that, reaching 1,500 youth. We also hosted 11 communities of practice for our resilience ambassadors and 2 educator communities of practice that were open to anyone, and created a really cool sustainability toolkit for educators. So this sustainability toolkit can be used as a standalone if you've never received the training. It kind of outlines the training and the understandings that you need to have, but then also how do we sustain trauma-informed and resilient practices? What does that look like? And so that toolkit is open and available to everyone. I am going to put it in the chat right now for you all. We also have 2 YouTube playlists for educators. One is a community of practice playbook. One is the resilient and empowered educator, which really just kind of it gives tips and tools and tricks and expands on some strategies and gives just some extra learning for that. We also hosted 11 focus groups and 36 stakeholder interviews over the course of the project to get feedback on how the curriculum and program structure was working through the schools. I think one of the really great parts that we were really fortunate to have with Maricopa Department of Public Health is that we had the flexibility to really co-create the program with the people that we were serving. So our schools program, what we had originally intended in the grant didn't even remotely work out that way, right? And we were able to transition to what worked for our educators. Our first year of curriculum, we realized, nope, that does not work. And we were able to go through and do a complete revamp and honestly changed the vast majority of the curriculum and put it into a structure and a function that worked for the educators. And for our schools, when we did the stakeholder interviews at the end of the 3 years, the ones who'd done all 3 years of the program, were like the change was exactly what was needed, right? And we had that opportunity to really kind of fine tune the curriculum. And I'm super proud of the work that our contractors and our employees did in really being intentional in this work. With our youth program, we were able to contract with Jessica Flowers, and most of you, I think, know Jessica. Youth are her forte, right? She's fantastic with them, and she was able to work with high school students at Shadow Mountain and really co-create that program with the youth, and then pilot it for a year before we were able to finalize both the curriculum and the journal that went along with it. And what came out of this grant was just some really great vetted work, right, that we have. And so I do want to give a big thank you to all of our contractors that were a part of this project, all of our employees that were a part of this project. And I'm interested in seeing what that looks like moving forward, right, for the state and even for expanding outside of Arizona. Are there any questions on any of the annual report before we move forward? Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, when I put the final report together, it was like, oh, wow. Okay, we were busy. We were busy. We had fun, I think. I did, for the most part. Also, we have a new website. So through this, we have updated our branding, and I just realized that I had planned to open the website for you all. So let me pull it up real quick and share it. It is going to look a little bit different. I love the new branding. We are not changing our name. We are still the Arizona ACEs Consortium, but you will see on the website that we are focused, that the main focus is the Resilience Empowerment Project. So in conversations with the board of moving forward, right, and transitioning from this grant space, which has become very, I would say, volatile, right, as to what is going on with the grants, definitely unreliable. and moving into this fee for service. And then also, what does this look like expanding this work outside of Arizona? Our name itself, the Arizona ACEs Consortium, gives people the impression that we just service Arizona, right? But for those of you who've been with us for a while, you know that our certified ACEs trainers come from all across the United States. And so in the conversations, it was okay, so how do we recognize, right, that we do that our services are open for all, even outside of Arizona. And it was for us to look at the Resilience Empowerment Project as kind of all of the things that we do, right? So all of the trainings that we do kind of fall under this Resilience Empowerment Project umbrella, brought to you by the Arizona ACEs Consortium. And so you'll see that kind of branding change. I hope that you like our new website. I feel like it's cleaner. And we had to grow, right? Our original website was focused more on networking and information, and we really needed to see how can we highlight all of the work that we now do um, compared to what we did when we first started. So you will see under the rep training, you have our trainings available for communities, for schools, and then our add-on trainings. Under our Get Involved, you have Become a Trainer. So this is where you find all of our training of the trainer offerings. Our committees, the newsletters have their own page. Our event calendar, which you can subscribe to, and anytime I make updates to it, you'll get an email to let you know of a new event that's on there. Our quarterly board meetings, actually that's supposed to be our quarterly recorded meetings right here, any of the ones that you want to go back and see. And then about, right, what are ACEs, our leadership, those pieces. And then the resources page takes you to our, it takes you to additional resources plus links to the online resource library. So this is where you can find some of the publications that we've had in the past. This resources is where you can also find the webinars that were on here, and then the link to our online living resource library that is there. So super excited to have that um, new cleaner version of not just Angie creating a new web page. And when I had the contractor come in, I think I had like 120 pages that were in our back end of our website. Anyone who does websites, that's a lot, FYI. So thank you, Sabrina. All right. Our next thing is our annual summit. So last quarterly meeting, I asked for everybody's feedback on the structure of our summit, right? And what we thought that would look like. Overwhelmingly, the 4 days in 1 week was just a lot. And so what we did this year is we split it up into 2 different weeks. So it's December 2nd and 3rd is the annual summit. We will have breakouts on both the 2nd and the 3rd. And we have 4 different tracks. So we have a child welfare track, a criminal justice track, schools, and then a youth track. If you are interested in submitting an RFP, we have that. I know that I had that open. We have that open now until August 29th. If you are submitting for child welfare, criminal justice, schools, or youth, then the breakouts would be either December 2nd or 3rd. December 9th is going to be our medical professional conference led by Dr. Amy Shuptaw, the Center for Resiliency and Wellbeing at PCH. Their theme this year is From Surviving to Thriving, Connection is Medicine. And then a new thing that we have for this year is December 10th. Because we moved schools to a separate track, right, we do have our specific schools conference in June with our Trauma Sensitive School Symposium. December 10th is going to be focused on learning about others' lived experience and then modalities for healing, right? So really focused on not only that personal wellness space, but also how do we, like, what is somebody else's lived experience in this, right? To give us as providers and as community members a greater understanding of what that looks like. What that looks like for them. So if you are submitting a proposal for either a personal healing modality or a presentation on lived experience, you would be presenting on December 10th. Our website for our, I should say, our web page is almost complete. You'll see a little bit of Latin on there where we haven't filled in that piece, but going to put that link in the chat right now. This year, we dropped the pricing a bit, and it is for our early bird price, it's $99 for all 4 days. If you're going to do just the summit on the 2nd and 3rd, it is $79 for just the summit at the early bird rate, and then $29 a day for each December 9th and December 10th, which you can register for individually. So if you only wanted to attend a medical professional, or you only wanted to attend the personal wellness and lived experience one, that would be an individual. You could register for those individually at $29. But the full 4-day thing, which will be recorded and will be available until the end of January, which I can't believe I'm saying 2026, that is $99. And if you are an organization that needs a group rate, we have those, and please email me on that. So I'm excited to see what we're able to bring forward. And then, of course, with our sponsorships, if you are interested in being a summit sponsor, that is part of that package I shared in the chat earlier. Okay, last thing from me, our 2025 Jessica, it can be either. So Jessica asked, when you say youth track for the summit, is that for adults who work with youth or youth themselves? You know me, I would love youth presenting. That would be amazing. I think, having that youth serving track and hearing directly from the youth for those who work with youth would be great. Would be great. So our 2025, the rest of the year training events, we have, as Sandy Sandy said already, our ACEs training of the trainer, September 30th, October, and then all of the Tuesdays in October. If you're interested in registering for that, I put the link in the chat. Our next mental health and well-being community of practice is October 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And our focus is on cultivating joy as part of resilience. And you know that us and those who struggle with or who have experienced a lot of trauma, joy is a hard emotion, right? There's that post that goes around that says, we don't heal from trauma so we can handle trauma. That we already got, right? We heal from trauma so that way we can handle joy, because that is a very uncomfortable feeling for those who've experienced a lot of adversity and a lot of trauma. And so we are gonna focus on how do we cultivate that joy, right? And how is that a part of our resilience? And then our open educator community of practice, that's going to be October 21st from 5:30 to 6:30. This is open for any educators. And it's going to be kind of like a troubleshooting trauma-based behaviors. So we ask that you're bringing a case study to really discuss and network with everyone else that is educators, right? Almost like a peer support group, but a little bit more structure than that. Our annual ACEs and Resilience Summit that we just talked about, and then our last quarterly meeting for 2025 is on November 14th. Are there any questions for me before I start opening it up to the floor for the goings-ons? Okay. I would, oh, our annual plug, I mean, our quarterly plug for our social media page, that links to all of our YouTube, Facebook, all of those pieces. And then opening it to you. What is going around the state? I have some things to share that I'll start putting in the chat. But you are welcome to come off mute or put your information in the chat. I highly doubt nobody has anything going on.
I'll pop in here.
Thank you, Karen. Hi.
Hi. For one thing, the numbers from the grant just amaze me. I was constantly amazed throughout the entire time, but holy cow, the final numbers are incredible. So congratulations, and I love the new website too. I did want to put out that we're going to be launching our Dreams grant here pretty soon, and it's up to 4,000 this year. It's the Developing Resilience and Education Across Maricopa Schools. So it's open to all schools in Maricopa County. And I'll send a flyer along when I have it approved.
Oh, thank you. That was one of the things that I had to share, Karen. So maybe it's not open to share, but there was a Google form, or is that if you're interested form? That
That
was
was yeah, if you're interested, yeah.
okay.
So
So I
we
was
are
gonna, can I share that?
absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mike from Arizona PBS put in their website and his contact information. And then I just shared information from Dr. Leslie Anway. She's not able to be here, but they do have their Celebrating Resilience Summit in Tucson. Oh, what is that? October. It's the last weekend in October, that Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th. And so that information is in the chat. We also have from Southwest Human Development. They have their upcoming 5th annual Birth to 5 Helpline Awareness Week. And so that is going to be September 29th till October 3rd. And as always, I'm going to share all of this in the follow-up email. But here is the link to their toolkit if you would like to participate in their 5th annual Birth to 5 wellness understanding week. And I think that was the last one that I had.
Angie, I have one more thing
Yeah.
I'd love to share. For those of
Yes.
you that are connected with junior high and high school students, there is a free all-day conference on Tuesday, September 16th. It's called the Speak Up, Stand Up, Save a Life Conference, originally focused on suicide prevention. Still is, but the bent this year is really on regulation. I'll be presenting at that conference along with some youth from the Maricopa County Public Health Leadership Group and the Be Kind Project. So I will put the information in the chat if you know any high school or junior high groups that are able to take the day off and attend that conference. I think it'll be really worthwhile, and they will be equipping the students to then come back as leaders at their schools and share the information that they learned with other students at their junior high or high school.
Thank you, Jess. I meant to share that. Jessica just put the link in there. I just uploaded the flyer. So if you wanted to download it and share the flyer, I'll also put that in the follow-up piece. One more, I forgot. On Monday, September 22nd, Prevent Child Abuse Arizona has invited Prudence Carr of the American Bar Association Center on Children and the Law to present on the historical context of how child welfare systems were formed and how that history intersects with race and poverty. I will put the link for that webinar and the registration in the chat as well. I keep going over the number capacity. Okay. There's the link in that chat. I saw another Annie shared that Molina Healthcare is hosting a Future Ready series for youth and their parents about different topics that may impact them as they prepare for adulthood in partnership with the Family Involvement Center. Their next meeting is September 17th at 5:30. It can be attended virtually or in person at Family Involvement Center's Central Phoenix office, and you can register there at their Eventbrite link.
Angie?
Yeah, hi, Tatiana.
Good morning. Can I do a little bit of an ask, I guess, kind of new business, but an ask? It's for
Yeah.
community. Okay. So I'm a health educator with South Phoenix Healthy Start. We're one of the home visitation programs with Maricopa County. And we have been working for a very long time with Dr. Wooden and Associates for our behavioral health services that we provide. And we are looking for a space that would allow us to do appointments for behavioral health services along with a space for childcare. So we are in the process of training for childcare, some volunteers that would be there. And this we would open to the community for your clients as well. So if someone has a space where maybe like once a week or whatever that is, if you are interested in giving me a call or sending me an email and you would like to know more, we do have our Community Action Network coordinator, Bethany, that can give you all of the information. But we would love to create a space and open this and provide free behavioral health services to the community with childcare.
That is great.
I will pop in my information in the chat. So if anyone is interested in just kind of chatting more about it, I would love to hear it. And we do have other services. We have free doulas, free health education department, lots of different things that we offer. So you'll hear more about it if you contact me. Thank you, Angie.
You are welcome. I like that we can open up this space for asks as well. That is what it is about.
Can I pop in and share something?
Please do.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Andy
Andy.
here. I am excited to announce that we have launched the Resilience Learning Community. So lots of trainings happening, and also lots of opportunities to connect in community. The community itself is a free community. The thing that makes it unique and that I'm really most excited about is that when we offer trainings and when we offer workshops and even gatherings, there's a space, like a group online to follow up. So oftentimes we have these trainings and we're so excited and jazzed, and then we're like, oh, I wanted to connect with so-and-so, or like, oh, I want to reach out and have the trainer like send me a resource. Well, we've created a thing that exists now that we can use, that is that. So we invite everybody to join. We have some exciting trainings upcoming. Dana Brown from the PACES Connection community will be doing a training on PACES, on positive and adverse childhood experiences, and how to use that science to apply in your work. Rick Griffin will also be joining us and doing a 3-series workshop. It's kind of like scheduled, so it's before work. So if you're like, oh, I want to start my day with some resilience building, those are going to be available. We've got stuff on conflict transformation, and we also have a monthly community gathering. So if you want to connect with folks from all over the nation, and we even have some international folks, we invite you to come, share your work, learn from others. also a place for asks, and really excited and grateful to be sharing this. We finally got it together, so you're all invited.
Nice. Thank you. And Andy, where are you that you can be outside and not dying of heat?
I'm not inside. I'm inside. It just looks
Oh,
like I'm
okay.
I'm in Denver though right now. And I'll be
So
back
you
in
could be
Arizona in a
outside.
couple of weeks. I could be. It's beautiful. Look at all the green, y'all.
I know, it's so green. It was like, oh my gosh, I'll miss the green. I miss the green. Thank you, Andy.
Angie, this is April.
Hi, April.
Good morning, everyone. April Jones with Department of Economic Security. I posted in the chat. Our fall informational forum is going to be September 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. The registration link is there. We invite any service providers to come join us. You'll have an opportunity to visit with 4 of our divisions, or we also have some of our sister agencies joining us: Access, Social Security, Department of Health Services. And so please feel free to join us and interact with our teams and learn more about what we do here at DES.
Thank you, April. I love all the change that DES has made over the years, really in that making things easier, that it's all in one space instead of, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying.
I know it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's like we say, turning the Queen Mary around in harbor.
Yes.
And it feels like it's super, super slow, but the change has been there. And even as a parent who uses the DES website, at times it's really nice to have things all in one space and connected instead of having to go all over the place. So
Yeah, true. We're building our portal. We've already got a couple of programs on there. We're hoping to have all of them on within the next couple of years. And
yeah.
I don't know if any of you are ever heard from our director, Director Michael Weishart, but he lives the starfish story. And
Nice.
so most of you probably know that. If not, look it up. But he truly has a passion for every individual. So
Yeah.
that's what drives us,
Nice.
because we all share that passion.
Yeah. Thank you, April. Nawal? And sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly.
No worries. Thank you so much. Nawalapur from Maricopa Unified School District down here in Pinal County. We are obviously a very rural-esque area and historically underserved. So we did, through this community that's here, I was able to connect with Annie Anderson, and they'll be coming down to our school district's office to support a presentation that we're putting on to navigate families to healthcare networks and providing them support. So just wanted to share that out there. If you have any organizations you know of or families that you're connected with that may live in Pinal County, we'll be doing a series of events around, mental health and health supports, starting with this Navigating Healthcare Networks on September 4th, and following up with some substance use prevention trainings, healthy relationships, and then just connecting families to community resources in May. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. That's awesome. Anyone else have anything to share? And now Cassandra put her email in the chat. She works at Casa Grande High School. Awesome. Want to make sure you connected. Okay, well, as you know, we're here in between the quarterly meetings. So if you have something to share, if things are coming up and you have trainings or other kind of pieces that you would like to share with our members, please email me. And email Sabrina at times too, because we can put them in the newsletter, or we can put them in our weekly updates of events that are going on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. I know you all are really busy, and I do appreciate you taking that time out of your day to be with us. Thank you all. Have a great day.